How you doing, everybody? This is Ben from bikingwithhogan.com, and today we're going to overhaul a hub. Hoorah! So, I've got my front wheel here, and the first thing I'm going to do is take out the skewer, just like this. Same thing, take off this little dust cover here. The third thing I'm going to do, take what's called a cone wrench, a thin wrench. This is a Park Tool variety, and on the front hubs it's usually going to be a 13mm cone wrench. You lock that right on this inside cone here, it's called. This is what holds the bearings. This is a 17mm open-ended wrench, and that's going to be the same for the lock nut on both the front and rear hubs. And I'm just going to back that lock nut off of the cone. Turn it left, thread it right off there. Oops. Now I'm just going to take the cone wrench off the axle, or the cone, I mean. Now once I take this cone off, the whole axle will be free to come out of the hub. So there's that cone right there. Now as I do this, I'm going to keep the hub down because all the bearings are going to fall out. Now, this is when you have to take what's called the dust cap off the hub. And to do this, you have to use a flathead screwdriver. You have to very easily fling that off, as I just did. But you have to make sure not to bend it at all because you need to put this back on. So once you get that dust cap off, now you can take all the bearings out. There's that side. Same thing on this side. Take that dust cap off ever so slightly. It's important to keep all your bearings together too, because you're going to want to put them back in. Now we have everything off. You can see inside the hub is kind of filthy. So what you're going to want to do is take a rag and just clean the inside out right there. Get all the gunk out. Same to the other side. Down for now. Now I'm going to just take time to clean all the bearings. And the axle. This is the axle right here, so this is the part that's still assembled. You can see the cone that I took off earlier, and you can see the lock nut here, 17mm lock nut. So, just going to go ahead and clean these bearings up a little bit. If you have access to brake cleaner, stuff right here, this is the good stuff. and just throw a little bit on the bearings there. I usually just take a rag and just wash them around in it. Get them all cleaned up, get all the grease off them. Now those are set. So I'm going to go back to my wheel here, and you can use any kind of grease you'd like. This is a good variety right here, the Part Tool grease. I've got a grease gun with the Part Tool grease, and these are nice because you can just kind of squeeze the grease in there. Just like that. Just put a little bit of grease in the inside there. Not too much. Now, I'm going to take my bearings that I took out earlier and just put them one by one on each side of the hub. Okay. Once I've gotten everything on this side in right, I'm going to put the dust cover back on. And you can do this by just lightly tapping on the dust cover. But once again, you don't want to get it too tight. So I'll move to the other side here. These in. Thanks, too. Okay, got all the bearings in there. Now, you can't always reuse your bearings. Sometimes you have to replace them. If they're what are called pitted bearings, if you see pits in the bearing itself, then you have to replace them. Okay, there we go. Now that we've got everything assembled again, I'm going to take my axle, just put it right through the center, and I'm going to take my cone, reattach it this side in, side that's going to make contact with the bearings. I'm just going to tighten that in there.
I was not expecting anything at all. Like, I was thinking he was going to be accusing him of yeah, like he would see people that were not working hard or whatever, and it's totally moving away. Like,
you're going to want to get it right in there so that the axle does not move. That's when the cone is in there enough. Get this washer on there. Put the lock nut back on. second dust cap back over. Not yet. Okay, so now when it comes to tightening everything back down, like I said, just finger tight that cone. Get your cone wrench on, cone at that position. Take your lock nut and lock it right down on that cone. Back out the cone as you do it. And there you have it. Spin the wheel. Make sure everything's flawless. If everything's tight, and you have yourself a finished hub. So once again, guys, I'm Ben with BikingWithHogan.com. Have a good one.